Now we're going to talk about the muscles and bones of the lower arm. We're going to draw a right arm from a supinated view. So remember, supinated means that the palm is up. So if I put my arm back, my palm is facing you, right? My right arm. So we'll start with the humerus, the very end of the humerus. The epicondyle that's closer to your ribs is going to be kind of sticking out a little bit further. So we have two bones in the lower arm. We have the ulna and the radius. So from this supinated right arm point of view, the ulna is going to be on the right. So the ulna is larger up top, and then smaller on the bottom. And then the radius will be on the outside from this view. If it were not a supinated view, if it were a pronated view, the radius would crisscross the ulna. But because it's supinated, right, holding a bowl of soup, my palm is facing you, the radius is on the outside. So the radial head is at the top, very similar to the fibula, right? Smaller up top, wider on the bottom. Humerus, ulna, radius. The top of the radius is the radial head. The top of the ulna, especially in the back view, is called the olecranon, your elbow, olecranon. Okay, just to make it clear, your thumb is on this side. Okay, so supinated view. I'm going to switch to red to talk about the muscles. We already know about the biceps. The muscles of the lower arm at this view are mostly flexors. Okay, so flexors are your pulling muscles that are on the inner part of your arm for the most part. On the top part of your arm, you have extensors, right? So extensors, flexors. So we're going to be talking about flexors. The first muscle I'm going to draw is going to be the largest one. It's called the brachioradialis. So the brachioradialis is on the side of the radius. So radialis, radius. Okay, that's the brachioradialis. It's kind of tucking behind this, right? So it's tucking behind there. Now, the four muscles that we'll talk about, the flexors, I don't want to get into their names. There's a lot going on. We're artists, we're not trained to be surgeons, so I'm going to teach you a little shortcut. Okay, so the brachioradialis is there, and now you have four muscles. I want you to put your left hand on your right elbow and just lay your fingers flat. So this is my brachioradialis, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 muscles that we're going to talk about. So they're pretty thin, so I don't want you to get lost in all the stringy material. So the first one, right, we're not going to name them. I'm just going to say 1. Okay. 2. This one gets real thin, and then it plumps up at the top, tucking back there. So we have 1, 2. Now the third one is going to be the only one I name. It's the palmaris longus. It's very thin. It's called the palmaris longus because it goes into your palm. So that's that thin little palmaris longus muscle. That's the third of the four. And then you just have your fourth one. Another skinny muscle. So we'll bulk up the blue one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that big brachioradialis, and then your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. The third one is that palmaris longus. You can see it in the body. I want you to like wave to yourself. Do you see this weird pulley system going on? It's right in line with my ring finger. You see that little elevator shaft in there? Okay, that's the palmaris longus. Okay, so it controls your palm, and it's all the way up there, so you can see it in the body. Okay. Now the only other thing is your biceps brachii fascia. Okay, there's a little, almost looks like a little band-aid of fascia. Cutting across those four muscles. And that's it. A very simplified, artistic approach to the muscles of the lower arm.